Hey guys, Coach Kara here. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about the 21-day fix. There's a couple of little detail stuff that we're going to get into in just a minute, but I really want to share with you guys my heart and why I truly believe that this is one of the best programs I have ever seen. 3.5 years ago, I was hopeless. 3.5 years ago, I weighed 315 pounds and I had two little babies who were, just kind of going along with the flow. I live a 5-minute walk to the playground, and if we went to the playground, which was rare, I was driving there. I was very sedentary, but on top of that, I was making huge meals that were full of horrible, not so good for me calories. I was making enough for my whole family to have two servings, and while I was cooking, I was eating. It didn't matter if I was eating crackers and cheese or tasting the food as I went. I was eating while I was cooking. So by the time I sat down and ate dinner, which was typically 2 servings, I ate enough for 3 people. By the time I sat down to dinner, I ate enough for 3 people. When I decided that my life had to change, when I decided that all of that needed to get fixed, I changed my nutrition and I changed my fitness. I was not drastic about it. I worked out 3 times a week, and my food changed to just making sure that I was eating the right portions. I also was counting calories. I was like crazy counting calories, 14 to 1,500 calories a day was what I was trying to eat. And it worked, but man, it was tedious. It was a lot of work. Is 21-day fix a lot of work? It takes some work. Just like changing anything in your life is scary and hard, so is completely transforming your nutrition. What I want to tell you is that this is going to take a little bit of work, but that's why I'm giving you this video so that I can share with you what I do, so you have the tools to say, this is possible and someone can totally do this. So you got your kit. Let's talk about what you got. You got all these containers. Here they are. Orange and blue are over there. You got color-coded containers and you got a Shakeology shaker cup. You have an eating plan. You have your DVDs for your workouts, which we will talk about the workouts another time. Right now, I want to get you guys started right with the nutrition, okay? Just to let you know, there she is right behind us. This video is coming to you from my living room, which is where I do every single workout. Right here. Okay. Also with this, which I can't find, I've had this now since it released in February 2014. So you can see my book is a little bit worn. There is also a quick start guide that comes, as well as the 3-day quick fix. We will talk about that another time. I want to talk about the main program and what I'm expecting you to do for 21 days. We're going to get into what it looks like in terms of how I plan out my week. But what I want to go over with you guys really fast is how you get started with this. How do I use these containers? And how many of them do I get in a day? So here on page 4 is the calculator. This is where you're going to plug in some numbers for who you are right now and your body right now. And it's going to tell you your calorie range, the number of calories of food that you should be eating to fuel your body so that you can do the things you want to do. So you can do those workouts if you want to. If you aren't doing these workouts and you're just using the nutrition part and you have CrossFit or you have marathon training, or let's say that you're not there yet. Let's say you have an injury, you really need to focus on your nutrition. That's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on our nutrition. So based on that little calculator on page 4, you're then going to go to page 19, where those calories correspond with the number of containers you are going to eat. Yes, right there it tells you, no, you're not just going to eat 1 green container in a day. You're going to eat 3 to 6, depending on where you're at in your health. So That's the most important part of this book. You need to know that, okay? You need to know the number of containers you're going to eat in order to get to the meal planning portion of it. So in the rest of the book, along with recipes, you're going to see that for every single container, there is a food list. What you should know about that food list is it goes kind of in order. The things that are more nutritious and better for you are at the top. Okay, so the things that are going to fill you up and are worth your calories and your nutrients, the things that are better for you, although all vegetables are good for you, the things that are better for you and better for this program are at the top. Okay, that doesn't mean that all you have to eat is kale. No. This program is so versatile, you're going to absolutely love it as you start to use it. So that's how I use this. This is where this comes in handy. The other thing that I want to show you at the back of the book, in the very back, you're going to see that they provide you with tally sheets. So you need to make sure every single day you're hitting every single container. Here is a tally sheet. You can make copies of this, and I can also send you guys a link that has this as like a downloadable copy. You can print it off. Okay, so what do I do next? Next, I typically tell people, and I'm going to do this one-on-one with each one of you, or one-on-one with you. I'm going to ask you to get a sheet of paper, write breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. I want you to write down right now, because we all do it anyway, what are the top 2 to 3 things that you typically have at every meal? What I mean by that is what 2 to 3 meals do you eat for each one of those? So for me, my breakfast is typically Shakeology. I don't really go far from that. But if I, on a weekend, I want to have something with my kids, it's either Shakeology, pancakes, or eggs and bacon. Okay, those are my 3 things for breakfast. For lunch, I'm typically having a salad or some kind of soup, or a chicken with vegetables. Those are my 3 lunches. My 3 dinners here in this house, we do Taco Tuesday and we do spaghetti one night every single week. So we have those 2 options. That's not every day. The rest of the days, it's usually some kind of roasted chicken or like a pot roast or something, or sometimes I do a chili. So there's like a variation, but I always have Taco Tuesday and spaghetti. And then for my snacks, I'm typically hard-boiled eggs, lean turkey, like deli turkey wrapped around like a cheese stick. I also do things like celery with peanut butter, carrots with hummus. Those are typically my snacks. I write that stuff out. I want you to share with me what your top things are. And then I'm going to help you figure out how those top meals fit in these containers. Okay? So keep that in mind. I'm going to want to see that. That's the first thing you're going to do. Number 1, you need to write out what are your top things that you have at all of your meals and your snacks. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go grocery shopping. You're going to use this book and you're going to use a notebook. I recommend you get a notebook. But what I do is I sit down and I look in here and I decide what are the things that I want to eat in each container that week. Once I know, they go hand in hand. So I'll have this book open right next to my notebook. I'm going to decide what are the things I want that week. And then I write my list, color-coded list. Red, green, yellow, purple, blue, and orange, and teaspoons. And then based on what I decide I want to eat that week, I go grocery shopping. I buy all of these things. I get them home. I put them out on the table. I look at them. I'm going to look at what I have purchased because then I am going to decide what I'm going to eat that week. So step 1, decide what are your top 2 to 3 things you eat. Step 2, create a grocery list. Step 3, meal plan. Create a menu for yourself. I break it down. Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. Okay? And then I write out the things I'm going to eat exact. And then I tally. Okay? Let me show you a little bit bigger options so that I can tell you exactly what I'm eating. This is an example. You're going to be getting more than just this video. You're going to get my sample meal plans that I do currently. Breakfast, Shakeology, half a banana, 2 teaspoons of almond butter with water, and black coffee. I drink coffee black. We'll talk about that in a minute. Snacks, 2 hard-boiled eggs, and oatmeal. My oatmeal typically is flavored with cinnamon. I'll put some cinnamon on there. Lunch, salad with dressing, which is an orange container, chicken, and an apple. Snack number 2, hummus, celery, and grapes. And dinner is, this is a sample. Like I said, we usually do Taco Tuesday and spaghetti. This is one of those other days. I do Asian turkey lettuce wraps, okay, with a yellow of rice. This, which is these tallies. All of my containers have been consumed in a day. That's how I do it. I do that for every single day. I'm going to look at the groceries I just purchased. I'm going to write breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks for every single day in the week. Once I know what I'm going to eat, I do some prep. So I don't go crazy, although the most successful people on this program go to the extent that they actually will make containers of every single meal. You can do that. I will do it when I work. So this past week, for example, I just did a video about my meal prep on Sunday that I did. But I do a lot of prep for my protein. It's that chicken and the hard-boiled eggs, those things that you can't just grab out of the drawer in the freezer and throw in your lunch. It has to be cooked. So, my typical meal prepping is chicken breast, hard-boiled eggs, turkey burgers, washing and cutting celery and carrots. And then I also might, portion out peanut butter and hummus. And the reason I do that is because then it's in an easy container. I can grab it and go, because what's going to hold me back from doing that so that I'm eating on plan is time. If it's going to take me time in the morning when I'm rushing to get out the door with 2 kids to make sure I have my little container of peanut butter, and it means 2 minutes of getting the Tupperware out, putting the peanut butter in, washing the spoon, closing everything up, putting it away, I'm not going to do it. That takes time. So if I plan it on Sunday and I say, okay, let me make sure I have my peanut butter containers ready to go or my hummus containers ready to go, then I am ready to go, okay? So there's that old saying, fail to plan, plan to fail, right? So let me say it one more time so I got it right. Fail to plan, plan to fail, okay? And we're not about failure here. We might have a couple of slip-ups. We might have some times where, we struggle, or we say, oh, shoot, I'm not prepared. What should I eat? We'll talk about that. I'm here as your coach one-on-one so that we can talk about how do we apply this when we're eating out? How do we apply this when we forget our food or we aren't prepared? I'm going to tell you right now, the way that you do that is you get prepared. So think about how you can incorporate meal planning in your week. Think about how you can write up your grocery list before you go to the grocery store so you are completely prepared. Maybe you're going to take your book with you to the grocery store. Maybe this is coming with you when you go. Whatever it's going to take. Plan, prepare, and act. We can do all of this talk, and I can show you tools and we can do it, but nothing's going to happen if we don't actually take action and make the food, eat the food, stay on plan. So what happens next? What are the next steps? You and I are going to work one-on-one. I'm going to send you some emails to make sure that you're completely ready. Maybe you have already started, and this is just kind of a reminder of how you should be using the program. We are going to work one-on-one. You're also going to get plugged into my Facebook group, which is more motivation. We're going to share recipes. We're going to check in on a regular basis. And that is a group dynamic, because group accountability, surprisingly, keeps us on track more than we know. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great week. I look forward to hearing you guys meal planning over the weekend. And if you have any questions for me, if you're looking for more tools and more resources, we have a lot of things on the website on Beachbody, teambeachbody.com, as well as in the book. I also have a couple of Pinterest boards that are about eating clean and the 21-day fix if you want to check those things out. I'm all about sharing them with you. So please take some time to do this planning. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. I can't wait to get started and share this with you guys because this journey is going to be amazing. Talk to you soon.